More declined logos today. My name is Andre Leroux. Let's begin. First logo today is a rabbit, a fast rabbit. It's not a bad design. The rabbit is good. If you're trying to show speed, then a flatter ear would be better. Apart from that, I think the rabbit is done. What I don't like is the motion blur lines. There are a few problems with them. For a start, you have them all grouped at the rabbit's butt. Well, that could look like he's running for the bathroom and he's too late. He should have gone sooner. Most people won't read it like that, I know, but some will. So you want to fix that. Might as well have motion blur lines on other parts too. And you want to fix the spacing as well. Inconsistent spacing isn't a problem if there's a clear reason for it, but I don't see any reason for it here. It looks like a mistake. I'm not a fan of the way you ended these lines. You have sharp points here, but in the rest of the design you mostly have curves. I think it will look better to have curves here too. Next up we have we are playing Guess the Animal again. What do we have here? I don't think this is part of the animal. This is a coffee bean. So this isn't the body of the animal and this isn't the tail. We're just looking at the head. I thought maybe a fox, but I'm going to say fruit bat. The pointy ears and the shape of the nose is more fruit bat than anything else I can think of. And of course, it is not a fruit bat, it is a lynx. As always, if we have to guess the animal, it's a no. Logo declined. It has to be obvious what it is. Next up, a mountain scene logo in a heart shape. That's a good idea. It could work, but it's not finished yet. You used flat ellipses like this to cut into the green and the blue. That's fine, you can do that, but I don't think it is enough. What you are left with then is a corner like this one. Actually, if you zoom in, that's a double corner. So, what you need to do is have an extra round of fine-tuning after cutting the ellipses in. And I would definitely round this out to get rid of that corner. And down here it is very obvious that you used ellipses. It looks rushed. It's like when you see the strokes of a brush on a canvas, showing the painter's process. In painting it can work. In design I think it is rarely a good thing. I would tweak these shapes a little to break the perfect ellipses and give them a more organic finished look. Something like that. The one that's closer to us slightly bigger than the one that's further away. Next up, an Igloo Yeti logo. Very interesting, but a few things to work on here. You have very thin lines here on the horns. All the other lines are big and bold, so these look out of place. This line here doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm missing something. Shouldn't it be like this instead? And then the igloo entrance. I'm not sure about this. Ignore this part if you think I'm reading too much into it. But the placement of the entrance is uncomfortable. It might potentially be perceived as suggestive. If it is, that kind of thing completely ruins a logo. I would play it safe and move the entrance so it is clearly on this hip or on that one, not between them. Next up, a very good tiger logo. This is really well done. And look at the handcrafted shadow. Wonderful. This is a lesson to everyone who use elliptical shadows. Just look at the difference. Well done. The only problem here is the mood. This tiger looks injured, or at least depressed. It looks like it is dragging its feet. No energy. It might collapse if it doesn't lie down soon. I think it is not so much about the legs as about the head. The head is hanging down. The head is like a key for understanding the rest of the body language. If you could pick the head up, the rest will work. Forgive me for butchering the logo, but here is a quick cut and paste to illustrate. Next logo, and we are guessing again. Must be a ghost with legs. It's like a hand shape as well, with the thumb here and the rest of the fingers here. So a ghost hand would be my guess. Nope, it's a wave ghost. At least I was partly right this time. What is a wave ghost? Never heard of such a thing before, so I googled it. I found some shoes, and then there is this. Look, combining two things is a useful technique in logo design. There are excellent examples on LogoGround, like these ones. A toucan plus coffee, sure. A movie tank, sure. Music and exercise, definitely. A flag and a pool, great. A ghost and a wave, not really, no. If you can make it more obvious, we would approve it, but I don't think it will sell. It's better to spend your time making combinations that make more business sense. Next, letter M house heart logo. Well, the heart is upside down. That's the first thing I noticed. A normal heart, the right way up, is a symbol. Symbols have meanings. When you turn a symbol on its head, it can change the meaning. This is another common symbol with a strong Wiccan connotation. This is the same image, inverted. Now it has a satanic connotation. It's not the same symbol anymore. It's kind of like letters. Some letters still more or less work upside down. Others lose their meaning. My wife disagrees with me on this one. She saw the logo and she thinks I'm full of, you know what? She thinks it's still a heart. Some people will agree with her, some will agree with me, and I think that illustrates the problem. The meaning of the symbol is now muddled. That's not necessary. I'm sure you can find a way to combine a house and a letter M and a heart. That's the right way up. Then everyone will read the logo as you intended. By the way, some cleanup work needed here. The vector file is strange. I'm not sure how you ended up with these triangles. It looks like the same process also caused the problems in the curve here. You'll have to figure this out first. Otherwise, you'll have the same problem in all your logos. Next is a letter K bird logo. I think the bird is good. It kind of looks like a hornbill. But the K doesn't work. It is way too forced. It looks like you wanted to combine a K and a bird, couldn't find a good way to combine them, and then just pasted the bird head onto the K. I'm exaggerating. I know you put more time and thought into it than that, but it comes across as just one thing stuck on the other. There's no harmony. Next up is a letter EG monogram. I can definitely see an E and a G there. The alignment doesn't make sense to me. This line isn't in the center. It looks like you centered this edge, which doesn't make sense. It looks like a mistake. I also don't know about this alignment choice here. But there is a bigger problem. There are so many logos like this. Yours is slightly different with the straight edges, but is it enough? This scrolling animation I'm showing you will stop at some point, but I could have kept going. I could keep this up until next week, and we will find still more examples. People are reluctant to pay for something when the supply is virtually unlimited. Next is a funny panda logo. I like this. It's certainly a lot more memorable than the majority of panda logos out there. Well done. Weird title choice though. Panda star bubble. I see only a panda, no star and no bubble. If we really stretched the definition of star, then maybe this could be a star shape. But yeah, that is too much of a stretch, I think. Also, you have an upside down panda, which is cool, but it will now be harder for people to see what it is. Instead of people immediately seeing a panda, it might take a second or two before the light goes on in their heads and they say, "Oh look, it's a panda." So, don't make it harder for them. I would change to very standard panda eyes and panda ears. Nothing that makes reading the logo harder than it already is. And maybe the ears should not extend below the feet. And that's all of them for this video. More logo reviews next time. Remember to subscribe if you haven't yet, and as always, thanks for watching.